This is the story of 16-year-old Michael Lyons, a teenager with a troubled family life. Michael's parents are divorced and live in separate states. Michael lives with his mom in Ohio, while his dad lives in Tennessee. Michael's father, Jack, has a very long and lengthy criminal history which led to the separation of his family. Jack has been trying to take custody of Michael since he was 8 years old. Michael and his father have kind of a complicated relationship ever since the divorce, but Michael does not hate his father for his past actions. He just simply wants peace and hoping his father will change for the better and hopefully will have a better father-son relationship later on as Michael grows older. Michael usually visits his dad once a year during summer vacation, but this time, Jack was working around the clock with lawyers and family court to get full custody of Michael from his mom and to get Michael to move in with him and his newlywed in Tennessee. Michael's mother, Bethany, is strongly against the idea of Michael moving in with his father due to his lengthy criminal history, which she knows very little about. Bethany does not want Jack to take full custody. Jack has been planning to make the trip to Ohio to pick up Michael to take him back to Tennessee so Michael can hopefully have a better life with his father. Everyone at school knows about Michael's complicated family issues, which causes Michael to be bullied. He wishes he wasn't bullied and wants to get out of Ohio, but despite his cries for a better life, Bethany believes that Michael just needs to grow up here and face the issues head on.
The date is September 5th, 2024. Jack Lyons is preparing for a road trip to Ohio to pick up his son to take him back to Tennessee. Jack packs his Glock 17 pistol into his holster, unloaded, to put in his car for just in case it gets out of hand.
Why are you taking your gun with you?
It's for protection.
I know, babe, but you're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble with that.
Jack nodded and didn't respond back. He packs his holster away in a duffel bag, right next to his suitcase full of clothes. Meanwhile, back in Ohio, Michael was preparing his own suitcase, thinking he was under the impression that he was only going to see his father for the weekend, when that wasn't the case. Bethany, Michael's mom, looks at him while he is packing a suitcase full of clothes.
I still think you are overreacting about your bullying, honey.
Mom, I am miserable here! Do you really think you know what's best for me?
Yes, Michael, I do. Your dad is not a very well man. I just want you to be safe.
Well, if you know what was best for me, then it would be best if you kindly would fuck off!
Jack left his house on Thursday to make the drive to Ohio. He left early enough to make sure he could get through Nashville and Louisville traffic with no issues. While the drive was long and brutal, he made it to a hotel just outside of Middletown, Ohio, later that night. He pulled into a motel, tired and nervous, palms shaking even, hoping this drive would go peaceful. Jack does not want to go back to jail, but if Bethany wasn't going to let Jack take Michael, Jack was not afraid to take matters into his own hands. Back in Ohio, Michael was lying in his bed, dreading to go to school tomorrow. He was on a FaceTime call with his girlfriend, Courtney.
Babe, why does everything have to be so difficult?
That's because no one understands your situation, Michael. The only person that matters in the situation is you, nothing else. I have your back, and I love you for who you are, not because of the fact that your family isn't normal.
That's the nicest thing everyone has ever said to me.
I mean it, love. You're an angel. Go get some sleep, honey. You have a long drive tomorrow. I'll see you when you get back from Tennessee. Love you.
I love you too. I'll see you soon, my love.
The next morning, Jack arrived in Miamisburg to pick up Michael. With a nervous look in his eyes, Jack nervously puts his Glock 17 in his holster, and he sent a text over to Michael on his phone.
Hey, I'm here. Come out as soon as you can see this and we'll be on our way.
You better fucking bring him home without harm, Jack.
Beth, I am not bringing him back, and there is nothing you can do about this.
Michael came outside and noticed his mom and dad were arguing, and he said to himself,
Not again. Let this end in peace.
You are violating your court order, Jack. If you don't bring him back, you're going to be in serious trouble with the law.
Nobody needs to know about this, because I am sorry for what I am about to do.
Whoa, put that away. We don't need to get this far, Jack. You know this. Don't do this.
Then I will take him and you better not get the police involved. If you do, you are fucking dead.
Michael gets in the car after putting his luggage in the trunk and quickly pulls out his phone to text his girlfriend, Courtney.
Babe, my mom and dad fought, and I think I'm being kidnapped. If I don't make it out alive, I love you. And I always will.
Michael typed that out with sweat pouring off of his face.
You okay, son?
Yeah, I'm okay, Dad. Why did you get into another argument with Mom?
Your mother doesn't seem to understand that I want you to live with me and Christina, because you are clearly miserable here. My son, I only want what's best for you. Hey, are you hungry?
Yeah, I can eat.
Back in Ohio, Bethany, in distress, calls the Montgomery County, Ohio Sheriff's Office to file an Amber Alert. 2 hours later, the Ohio State Highway Patrol approves the Amber Alert, and what would soon be the Amber Alert heard around the state of Ohio could be the matter of a child making it back home safely.
Here are the 10 a.m. weather conditions. The report from Dayton was not available. Elsewhere across Ohio, at Dayton Wright Brothers Airport, sunny and 71. In Wilmington, mostly sunny and 74. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Ohio Emergency Management Agency, Columbus, Ohio. We have received this important information regarding an abducted child from Miamisburg, Ohio, Montgomery County. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and the Ohio State Highway Patrol are asking for the public's assistance in locating Michael Lyons, a 16-year-old white male, height 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 140 pounds with black hair and blue eyes. The child was last seen wearing a blue t-shirt, dark-colored jeans, and black-colored tennis shoes. The child was last seen on Friday, September 6th at 6:30 a.m. at 1012 Dunaway Street in Miamisburg, Ohio, and is believed to be in extreme danger. Authorities advise the child was likely abducted by Jack Lyons, a 43-year-old white male, height 6 feet 2 inches tall, 245 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. They may be traveling in a red 2003 Chevrolet Impala with Tennessee license plate number 840XNC. The vehicle was last seen southbound on I-75 and is believed to be headed to Tennessee. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Michael Lyons, please contact the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office at 937-225-4357 or the Ohio Amber Alert hotline at 1-877-262-3764 or call 911 immediately.
Back at Miamisburg High School, the wireless emergency alert about Michael being abducted put a lot of people in shock, including his girlfriend, Courtney. Courtney, who also gets bullied just as much as Michael does, usually doesn't have many friends, but given the circumstances, everyone has shown their sympathy to Courtney, who is sitting in study hall in distress, listening to Pierce the Veil, trying to get the fact that her boyfriend is missing off her mind, writing in her personal diary.
Dear Diary, if anyone can somehow see this, please give me a sign. I want my boyfriend to come back home to Ohio safe and sound. I know what his dad is capable of, and I'm worried about his safety and well-being. I'm not okay right now, and I wish I had somebody to talk to about how I feel right now. I feel completely lost to the point where I am numb, and I know everyone has asked me if I am okay, and it is extremely difficult for me to actually explain it unless it's someone really close to me. If there is a God somewhere out there that can somehow see this and make my wishes come true, bring my sweet boy back home soon.
Courtney wrote out, trying really hard not to have a mental breakdown in class, and rightfully so, because nobody knows exactly how to react to this situation given how everyone knows Michael's family history, especially his father, who was in jail for attempted murder back in 1996 and was released in 2004 after the charges were dropped, and arrested again in 2007 while living with his wife Bethany in Indiana after being accused of false imprisonment. And once again, the charges were dropped shortly before Michael was born. After about 2 hours after the incident back in Miamisburg, Michael and Jack were spotted by a married couple who heard about the Ohio Amber Alert at a gas station near Carrollton, Kentucky. Jack, who nervously saw the couple call 911, quickly rushed out of the gas station in fear.
Son, change your shirt if you can. There's a stain on it.
Sure, Dad.
Michael said, quickly pulling on a My Chemical Romance band t-shirt. Jack has been seriously paranoid about losing his son to the police, so any avoidance of the public, without making any notice to Jack and Michael, the smoother the kidnapping would go.
You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, your best source for 24-hour-a-day weather information. The station is KIH-43, broadcast from the National Weather Service office in Louisville, on a transmitter located in Floyd County, Indiana on a frequency of 162.475 MHz. The current time is 11:23 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time weather conditions across north-central Kentucky and south-central Indiana. The report from Louisville International was not available. The report from Bowman Field was not available. The report from Jasper was not available. Elsewhere around the region. Here is the hazardous weather outlook. Issued at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 9:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. For portions of south-central Indiana and north-central Kentucky. For today and tonight. No hazardous weather is expected at this time. And now the extended outlook for the periods. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Kentucky Emergency Management Agency, Louisville, Kentucky. At the request of the Kentucky State Police, the Kentucky Emergency Alert System is activated to assist in the broadcast of an Amber Alert. An Amber Alert has been declared. Repeating, an Amber Alert has been declared. Incident summary: Michael Lyons, a 16-year-old white male, height 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 140 pounds, with black hair and blue eyes, last seen wearing a blue t-shirt, dark-colored jeans and black-colored tennis shoes, was abducted from his residence in Miamisburg, Ohio. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office states that Michael was last seen getting into a vehicle at his residence in Miamisburg, Ohio around 6:30 this morning. Michael has not been seen or heard from since. Michael is believed to be in the company of his father, Jack Lyons, who is a 43-year-old white male, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 245 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes, with unknown clothing. Vehicle: a red 2003 Chevrolet Impala bearing Tennessee license plate number 840X NC. The vehicle was last seen traveling south on I-75 near Carrollton, Kentucky around 10 a.m., at a mobile gas station via a tip from the public, possibly en route to the Nashville, Tennessee area. If you have any information regarding Michael Lyons, please contact Kentucky State Police at 502-782-800 or the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office at 937-225-4357 or call 911 immediately.
Dad? Why did you kidnap me?
I did not kidnap you, Michael.
Are you sure about that?
Your mother wants me to bring you home, when she simply does not understand that you are not happy in Ohio and you want to live with me. It isn't about what you want in her eyes. It's about what she wants, and it's not about her. It's about what you want, my son.
Yeah, I get that. But getting into a shouting standoff with Mom and putting your gun out isn't the way to settle arguments to get what you want, Dad.
Jack, who said nothing, nodded and focused on driving to Tennessee. They were about 2.5 hours or so away from Jack's house in Hendersonville, in Sumner County. A few hours later on into the drive, Michael and Jack were slowly approaching Tennessee. They made a pit stop just outside of Bowling Green, Kentucky. No police or anyone have caught wind of the two being in Kentucky, but it was only a matter of time before anyone would.
Dad? How much longer do we have till we get to the house?
I think just under an hour and a half.
Just shortly after Jack and Michael reached Tennessee, a Sumner County sheriff recognized the 2003 Impala that matched the description of the Kentucky and Ohio Amber Alerts. The deputy pulled the car over just outside of Portland, Tennessee on I-65.
Are you gonna pull over, Dad?
Hang on tight, son!
Dad, what the fuck are you doing?
After about 15 miles of evading police, the two lost the police and made their way to Hendersonville. After getting gas at the Kroger gas station, they both made it home shortly after 7 p.m. that Friday.
You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is station KIG 79, broadcasting from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. This broadcast is in cooperation with the Metropolitan Nashville Office of Emergency Management and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, northwestern Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Sumner County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, central Wilson County in Middle Tennessee, until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 7:03 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Oak Hill, or 7 miles south of Nashville, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Nashville, Franklin, Gallatin, Lebanon, Hendersonville, Brentwood, Mount Juliet, Nillensville, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Bellmead, Lakewood, Hermitage, Rural Hill, Bellevue, Antioch, Belinda City, Old Hickory, and Berry Hill. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 between mile markers 196 and 248. Interstate 65 between mile markers 68 and 88. Interstate 24 between mile markers 47 and 63. Interstate 840 between mile markers 67 and 76. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways.
following message is transmitted at the request of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. An Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office in the state of Ohio for Michael Lyons. Michael is a 16-year-old white male, 5 feet 3 inches tall, 140 pounds, with black hair and blue eyes, last seen wearing a black shirt, dark-colored jeans, and black tennis shoes. Michael was last seen on September 6, 2024 in the area of Dunaway Street in Miamisburg, Ohio, and was reportedly seen near Hendersonville, Tennessee around 5 p.m. today. Michael is in the company of his non-custodial father, Jack Lyons. Jack Lyons is a 43-year-old white male, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 245 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Jack is wanted by the Montgomery County, Ohio Sheriff's Office for kidnapping and custodial interference, and by the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for felony child abduction. Jack and Michael may be traveling in a red 2003 Chevrolet Impala with Tennessee license plate number 840X North C. If you have seen Michael or Jack, or have any information regarding their whereabouts, please contact the Montgomery County, Ohio Sheriff's Office at 937-225-4357 or TBI 1800 TBIFI North D. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is station KIG 79, broadcasting from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. This broadcast is in cooperation with the Metropolitan Nashville Office of Emergency Management and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Peppermint that cools as you chew. Discovery begins now.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has issued a statewide Tennessee Blue Alert for Jack Lyons. Lyons is a 43-year-old white male with black hair and brown eyes. He is 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighs 245 pounds. Lyons is wanted by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for attempted criminal homicide, evading arrest by motor vehicle, and felony child abduction. Lyons is also wanted by the Montgomery County, Ohio Sheriff's Office for kidnapping and custodial interference, and is linked as the suspect in a statewide Amber Alert in Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Lyons may be traveling in a 2003 red Chevrolet Impala with Tennessee license plate number 840X North C. Lyons should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Jack Lyons, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-452-2616 or the TBI 1800 TBIFI North D.
Within the hour after the Amber and Blue alerts that were relayed across Tennessee, residents in Hendersonville, especially in the neighborhood, took wind of what was going on. A neighbor across the street from Jack's house recognized Jack's car that matched the description of both the Tennessee Amber Alert and the Tennessee Blue Alert and immediately called the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Within 20 minutes, a swarm of police vehicles and TBI detectives swarmed Jack's home, and all you could hear in the background was,
"Mr. Lyons, we know you're in there. Come out with your hands up, and nobody will get hurt."
Dad, please, just give up. It's over. I just want to be safe and not have to worry about getting fucking shot.
Are you sure?
We're positive. I just want to come back home. Being on the run is not something I would ever wish on anyone, And I truly hope you know that what you did was way worse than just simply going to court and fight for my custody and risking my life numerous times, especially in Kentucky. Just please give it up!
He is right, Jack. Just give it up. I would rather you be in jail for kidnapping than shot and dead in our home. I will always be waiting for you when you come out of jail. Just please surrender, Michael. His life is not worth you dying for.
After a near 2-hour standoff with the police and the TBI, Jack surrendered and was taken into custody. Michael was recovered safely, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was working on getting Michael back home to Ohio. The near-long day/chase/standoff of being on the run was finally over. Michael got his phone out immediately and texted his girlfriend, Courtney.
Babe, I'm safe. Dad surrendered and he's in jail. I should be home within the next 2 days. I love you. I will see you very soon.
What's going on, you guys? SincerelyWX here. This is my final thoughts regarding the mini story / EAS scenario, Abducted. This is my first scenario that I have written in a little over 5 years now. And this was actually kind of an interesting story to write because it's kind of based off of a real life situation, basically, that can happen to anybody, whether you're young, whether you're older, what might have you. But I also wrote this kind of based off of a true story in a way. I actually knew somebody personally who was actually kidnapped and was involved in the center of a statewide Amber Alert years ago, and it did have a very good ending to it. Unfortunately, in most cases, this is never the case. Sometimes they do end on a sour note, and we have to remind ourselves that this is a very serious matter, and it's not something to ever really be joked about or to take a jab at. So this scenario was written to show off creativity purposes, to write a hypothetical what-if story, because this can happen to literally anybody, and it is a very traumatic thing. I know this was a very borderline gray area story to work around, but I feel like with my past experience with working on scenarios and writing stories, I felt like this was a very interesting thing to incorporate with each other, incorporating a short story with an EAS scenario. So I hope you guys actually really enjoyed this story. Maybe I might do a part 2 to this, who knows, depending how well this video does when it comes out. I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched it, who left a like. Please leave a like, especially. Leave a comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's all I got to really say. I mean, this is basically my final thoughts on the story. And basically saying thank you for taking the time out of your day to just watch this story and see other people's creativity. Now, I do want to say that this story was a joint effort. Well, the story was written by me, of course, SincerelyWX, but the screens and all the audio files that went into this story, there were multiple people that were involved in this story, and I will leave a link to their channels and shout them out in the description box below of this video. And please go subscribe to those people, because they all worked really hard to get the screens and the audio together. And that's the important part about a scenario, is not a lot of people understand that there's a lot of time and patience that goes into making these. And I know personally I didn't make the screens because of my current situation right now, but that's when you reach out to good friends that know what they're doing. So shout out to all those people and everybody involved. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a good one.